Okay, so I'm not worrying yet whether it looks too much like me. I'm just getting it close. What I'm interested in you doing is really looking at the structure of this. And the next step to looking at the structure is going to be breaking this up down into lights and darks, which will also be breaking it down into planes. So I intentionally put a light up sort of a little bit to one side. If you're working in the classroom, the light's probably going to be coming a little more from above. But when you work at home, you should try to have the light coming from the side and above, so that you're going to get more shadow on one side. So in my case, the shadow is falling on this side of my face, and then it's also going to fall under my chin and across here. And it definitely, there's the eye sockets. So if you look at the skull, you see that those are holes. Okay, so we have the eyeball that's placed back into that socket, but don't forget that this is a socket and that the brow comes out further than the eye. So no matter what, if the light is coming from above, it's going to cast a shadow, and pretty much your whole eye is going to be in the shadow socket area. And then only little bits of highlight will come out where the eyelids or under the eyelids catch that eye. So the first thing I'm going to do is look, and I see this whole side. So I want you to use a piece of vine charcoal. You'll break them at different lengths depending on how big your drawing is and what your shadow area is. And I want you to look at, okay, where I need to do the shading here. Okay, I see shade under the nose, I see shade under here, so you're really just blocking it out as though you were working on the sphere project. Okay, now from the brow down to the eye, I also have a chunk of shading here. Okay, so you're not going into too much detail. And then I have the shadow on the neck underneath. So just like this here, sometimes the shading in the background is what will create the lines. In this case, I'm putting the shading around the neck. And then I've got some shading coming down, okay, because this is casting a shadow. And then I have a little cast of the shadow inside the ear. And since this is the sphere and the light's coming down, I have a little bit on the hair, on the lower end of the hair on either side. Okay? Then there'll be some more subtle shading in some of the other areas. And I have some of the shading coming up here. Okay. And you can still use the vine charcoal to make some adjustments to the lines. The longer you look, the more you'll start to see the shapes of your face. In my case, my ears kind of go up like this. The shading in the middle. And lighter shading here. So that there's a plane to the nose, right, that comes on the top of the nose here. So there's kind of like one plane here, and there's one on the side. So you're kind of building like a triangular, like A-frame house. Some noses are a little different. Mine is a little more spiky than most. Then you're going to have kind of the basic plane here, then it'll switch, and then you have a very large plane that goes back. Here you have the plane that sinks in there, and then you're going to have sort of a semi-sphere that's going to begin to pop back out of there. But I hope you see how the head, even though we've gone from sphere to more of an oval, starts to imitate a little bit of what we had done with the sphere drawings earlier.